Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series. We're finally back after a big long break over the Christmas period. I hope you're well, had a great holiday yourselves. Let me know down in the comment section below how your Christmas was, and hopefully you had a really nice new year. And you're looking forward to 2019, and with 2019 we are getting into the Moon Series, and that's what we're going to be kicking off with today. With a brand new team on the channel, we're going to feature today, Thursday, Friday, and then all of next week, and then we're going to go into a new team. So we're going to do the 2-week cycle. We're starting a little bit late this week, obviously with the battle spot just going up today, so it cuts a little bit of time out for us, but we'll get straight into it. As always, if you enjoy this content, guys, remember to leave a like on the video. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date with all of our VGC content, our Switch content and Nintendo content in general, and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the notifications when this content comes out, because we've got guides coming out, we've got loads of content ready and waiting for the channel. We also have the Patreon Flinch Squad circuit starting up again on Monday next week. The sign-ups for the Moon Series close this Friday, so make sure if you want to participate in the Moon Series tournament that you get signed up before Friday evening, and you'll be in the competition starting, like I say, on Monday, and featured on the content on the channel that we do, the weekly review episodes and things like that. So the team that we're going to start off with today is Lunala, Xerneas, Smeagol, Incineroar, Toxicroak and Tapu Lele. So there's a few common things that you probably see going into the new format as we kind of bed ourselves in and get used to the new circuit of the Moon Series, like Z Lunala. We're going to have the standard Power Herb, Xerneas and things like that. We've got the support and caster Smeagol, which works extremely well with both Lunala and Xerneas. We've got Incineroar as well with the Intimidate support. Toxicroak gives us a bit of a better answer and a switch into things like Kyogre, Ludicolo. Otherwise give us maybe a few issues along the way, and then Tapu Lele on the end there. And I think Tapu Lele is the one thing that I'm just really getting used to at the minute, and whether or not that is going to be a Pokemon that we stay with and continue with as we go into next week will be another thing, but I might change it up going into Monday's episode. We've got Wyatt from Italy as our first opponent of the day, so obviously with the face cam. Let's get into a nice team preview screen here, and we can see Wyatt is running a team of Xerneas, Kyogre, Serena, Tapu Koko, Kartana and Incineroar. So got that nice Fire Water Grass core there on two kind of sections of the team, with that Serena and the Kartana making up the two grass types here, both protected by the rain, make a lot of sense. And the big goal for this team is going to be getting that Xerneas set up. Where the Z move is, I would guess, well, to be honest, it could be on three Pokemon here. I would say Kyogre is definitely a subject that the Z move could be on. Coco's another one, and then the Kartana with that Bloom Doom. Kartana is an interesting Pokemon in the Moon Series because of that Z move. The Bloom Doom does a lot of damage, you can take a lot of big threats out of the game straight away, but I think what we're going to do here is potentially now leading off with one of our fake out users is a little bit risky because of the Serena there and the ease that it has switching in. If we do go fake out here, I think Lunala is a nice lead for us in general. We have to worry about the Incineroar, of course, but I think I will go that route. Maybe Xerneas isn't too bad here either. Tapu Lele, is it going to be good? I think Incineroar is going to be a nice Pokemon to have with Toxicroak. I'm going to go Xerneas, I'm going to go Incineroar, and I'm going to go to Toxicroak. So a bit of an odd selection here, but I feel like the Incineroar is needed, especially for the Intimidate support against the Kartana and Serena in particular. Back over to the full screen, and you can see me and get all the commentary live from this little camera in the corner here again. I hope you like the new little overlays and the little features that we're adding in. Hopefully it makes it a bit more enjoyable, and not having an overlay in general and just a little screen, hopefully you can really absorb the whole battle and it's a bit more enjoyable for you as well, because that's why you're here watching the battles. So hopefully on the big screen overall, and just a little caption of me without any extra added distractions is a lot better. We're going to see Kartana and Incineroar come out for my opponent. I don't mind this too much. The one thing that we have to worry about a little bit is that the Kartana is probably sashed here. I think I'm not going to take too many risks here. I'm just going to switch in Incineroar for Xerneas. Getting Intimidate off onto the Kartana and the Incineroar. The thing that would put me off a little bit about just going straight for that Moongeist Beam into the Kartana is the double up into that Lunala slot with a double knockoff potentially from the Kartana and the Incineroar. And the Sash could be on the Kartana, which, you know, we don't want to risk. Like, we don't want to just lose Lunala without taking something down as well. We've got to have a good trade-off for that. So it makes a lot more sense here for us to not really risk anything, protect Lunala a little bit more, get Incineroar, and then we've got our Fake Out going into the next turn, and it means as well we've got Xerneas lying in the back for a late game if we can bring it in and get that Geomancy going. So there we go, Xerneas going out, Incineroar coming in, getting that Intimidate off onto both of these targets here. A lot of that attack stat by 1 stage as we just protect Lunala. Like I say, I'd expect maybe a double in on that slot, but we're going to see a Smart Strike from the Kartana into the Incineroar. It's not going to do too much damage, a resisted hit there because of the fire typing, and a Snarl coming out. Snarl's something that I'm seeing more and more on an Incineroar as we go into the Moon series, and it makes a lot of sense because knockoff isn't as relevant as it was in the Moon and the Sun series because of the Z crystals, and you can't knock those off, things like that. So this turn I feel like I want to get damage onto the Kartana, but at the same time I feel like the Kartana probably just protects here. But I'm going to Moongeist Beam it anyway and just Fake Out the Incineroar. I feel like the Kartana probably protects and the Incineroar would just attack. Yeah, there's the detect there. But I mean, the next turn it does give us the option to double the Kartana with a U-turn Moongeist Beam. And that is exactly what I'm going to do here. And because the Incineroar has Snarl, I'm very skeptical whether it has knockoff. So it does mean Lunala's a little bit better off in this position because of that. We actually outspeed the Kartana, kind of indicating that it probably is a Assault Vest and not sashed. That's good information going forward for us. We'll probably see a Sacred Sword if anything. Wow, okay. It is actually sashed, this is very slow. There's a Sacred Sword. Hopefully this just procs a berry on our Incineroar. Yep, it should do. So if we do see any sort of knockoff shenanigans, like I said, I don't expect we will, then at least the berry has been procced. There's the Snarl. It's going to break the Shadow Shield on our Lunala. Lower our special attack. But the nice thing is that we know that we're faster than that Kartana going into the next turn, which is very useful for us. And one thing we could potentially do, even though Snarl is something that the Incineroar is throwing out right now, is we could get the Xerneas in potentially and try and get a Geomancy boost off. Might be quite nice for us. And one of the things I'm going to just throw out, guys, is I do 1 battle a day at the moment, and I changed a little while ago to doing 1 battle per day. If we can get this video and tomorrow's video and Friday's video up to 50 likes on each video, I will bring back double battles for the episodes that we do every day. So if you can, leave a like. And I forgot to mention that at the very beginning, but I'm dropping it in now. We are going to see the Kyogre come to the field. I think one of the things that I will do is just protect Lunala. I'm going to bring in Toxicroak and I'm just going to protect Xerneas here. Makes a lot of sense. I think Incineroar is in a nice place where it can probably just Snarl, and the Kyogre wants to throw out a Water Spout, I'd imagine. And by doing this we get the Fake Out in, so the next turn we can just Fake Out that Kyogre and get the Geomancy off. And even though we're not going to be +2, we'll still be +1, which should be, it'll be doing a lot, and the Kyogre is not going to be doing too much in return after that Geomancy boost in the special defense, which the Incineroar can't really affect either. So we do get that Dry Skin activating because of the rain, so I'll get all our health back. And like I say, we're just going to Fake Out the Kyogre and go for that Geomancy. We've got ourselves into a nice board position now, and this is what you're looking for in these sort of games, getting these board positions set up. There's a Kyogre and switch out, and we maybe could have predicted that and went for a Fake Out into the Incineroar, but at the same time it's kind of risky, especially if that Coco is scarfed. We don't want to be taking a scarfed Water Spout just recklessly on Xerneas. It could crit, it could knock us out, and then our game plan becomes a lot more difficult after that. So just playing it a little bit safer here. And like I say, one of the things that we're going to have to be aware of anyway is going to be this Snarl from the Incineroar, which does just put us down to +1. But we'll still be hitting like very good damage anyway, and there's the Snarl. And I think potentially Dazzling Gleam and a Drain Punch will take down the Incineroar, because we don't want to take another Snarl. That's the thing, we don't want to lose all our boosts here. The Tapu Koko is not really threatening us too much right now. It might have access to Electro Web, but it could be worse. It could be worse. I think you really, if you're my opponent, it's difficult at this point because the Toxicroak is such a threat for the Kyogre. You really want to concentrate down on that, but at the same time the Xerneas is still, there's the Electro Web. Toxicroak avoids, a bit unfortunate, but it hits the more important target, which is the Xerneas. Like I say, the Xerneas is such a threat after the Geomancy boosts that you want to try and deal with that as well. We're going to see the Drain Punch, and it is into the Incineroar, is enough to take it down, and we are going to be down to my opponent's last 2 Pokemon. So I feel pretty comfortable right now. Like I say, the Toxicroak causes the Kyogre lots of issues. We've got +2 special defense, and we still will outspeed the Koko and the Kyogre. So a Dazzling Gleam, and do we just Poison Jab the Kyogre? I think, because the poison on that would be pretty nice, I think. And the Dazzle should be enough to take down the Koko here. So there's the Dazzling Gleam. Xerneas is still showing that it's a very strong Pokemon in this format. There's the Thunder from the Kyogre locking in. Gonna be into the Toxicroak. Ooh, into the Xerneas. I guess kind of fishing for that paralysis there. Unfortunately not quite enough. We are just gonna Poison Jab again, and I'm just gonna Moonblast into the Kyogre here. I don't really need to protect and stall out. I mean, you could do to avoid any more damage. The Moonblast might not be enough to take down the Kyogre, but it is! There we go, excellent. So we do take down the Kyogre, and the Skydrop going to come out, and this Poison Jab will be enough from the Toxicroak now into the Tapu Koko. It does a lot of damage. It is a super effective attack, but it still does a lot of damage. Tapu Koko's got quite a high base attack as well, so coming off that is very strong, and we are able to pick up our first win in week 1, day 1 of the Moon series. So that's really good, and good game to my opponent White. Thank you so much for the game. Great to feature you on the channel, and that is that, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed the team. I've picked a team that I think is quite relevant for the start of the format. It's everyone feels quite excited about Lunala with its Z move, the signature Lunalium Z. We haven't got to use that today, but I'm sure we will get to use that as the episodes go on. And obviously with that Psych Up ability that we've seen do so well in the Sun series with the Xerneas, and I think that pairing is quite nice and something that will become very popular as the format goes on. So hopefully you enjoy this first little preview team that we're going to play, and then, as I say, we'll play it for the rest of this week into next week, and then we will finish up with it next Friday, and then with a new team. But like I say, if you would like double episodes back on the channel, make sure that you hit that like button, because if we get to 50 likes today, tomorrow and Friday, I will bring double episodes back to the School of Hard Knocks. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time of day it is when you're watching this, and we'll be back for another episode of the School of Hard Knocks very soon. Leave your comments down below. I look forward to reading them all very soon. So until then, guys, take care of yourselves, and bye bye.